I can have your attention here in the Media Center. We'll continue on with today's media availability. We're now joined by Austin Dillon, driver of the number 3 Dow Celastic Silicone Elastomers Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. We'll open the floor for questions. We'll start with Mark, and then we'll go to Matt.
First off, I want to know if you can say that 10 times real fast.
The answer is no.
Mark Carroll with PRN. Austin, Brad Keselowski was in here a little while ago talking about the speed that he thought he saw out of your car and Daniel's car. Just in general, even taking bits and pieces from what drivers said at Daytona and Atlanta, general census in the garage is that RCR found some speed over the winter. How do you feel about the speed in your race cars here at the beginning of the year?
Well, I'm very proud of RCR. Eric Warren has put a ton of work and effort with him and Andy Petrie together, working with our guys in the aero department to really put a big effort into this new package to come out as the guys to beat. And I felt like we left the Vegas test the fastest car, and I wondered how we would come back. And I felt like we brought the exact same speed back. The guys definitely closed in on us. I felt like they learned some stuff from us at the test, but I do feel like we've got the capability of getting the pole. Now it's our job to keep it going. You know what I mean? I mean, it's in our hands to not give up the pole this afternoon. I do feel like we have a good shot at it. We got to work together, and strategy is still going to be a huge part of this qualifying effort. I think guys are going to be trying to hook onto us and do different things to find speed to get to us. So, and they'll also get faster between now and qualifying. They'll see things that their car needs and make it better.
Do you feel in general, though, out of the box that RCR is in better shape now than they were at the end of last year?
I feel like RCR has done a great job with this package and really put the effort into it. And like I said, it goes to our competition director and Eric and Andy Petrie, really pushing it together. And then our crew chiefs, Luke Lambert and Danny Stockman. Last week, we had one car run really good and our car did it, and that was just trying to maximize that first race to see which direction we needed to go with our cars. And I felt like we found that with the 8, and we kind of had a good game plan coming here to Vegas, and we stuck with it. And the biggest thing is game planning, and I've been really hard on the radio the last 2 weeks, is just because I feel like the potential is there for us to get one of these races early. And so the stress level is a little bit high because we've got the speed, and executing with that is sometimes can raise the stress level. So I'm just trying to really harp on our guys to communicate as best as we can and create less margin of error when we get out there, just so everything is known. But the 3 and the 8 team are going to be able to push each other, I feel like, all year. You know, Daniel's a great driver, and to have him over there with me working together, I feel like we can accomplish some good things. We got some really smart people at RCR.
Matt Weaver, Auto Week. I feel like we're kind of in a similar spot as Daytona, to where everyone's trying to predict how the race is going to play out when you have 15 to 20 cars out, and then you get to the 500 and it's a completely different race. We saw the test here, and we saw all kinds of different races, mini races play out. So do you feel like we still don't know what this is going to be until Sunday? And do you guys have data that kind of give you an idea of what it could be?
I think there's still some variables on what is the best way to go about this racing. I think that's the one thing everybody doesn't know. I think in our minds, we've put a lot of work into simulation and wind tunnel and just trying to combine it all to figure out what direction you should go when it mechanically or aero-wise to figure out how it's going to race the best. That's what the variable we don't know. We really don't know. We saw at Atlanta some guys were really good for a little while and then they faded, you know. And we're just trying to figure out the best way to race around each other, and because we know we're going to be closer together more often. And I think that crossover number on your car is going to be really key to finding that racing around each other.
Your granddaddy said that the balance was off on your nose last week at Atlanta. Is your car and Hemrick's car closer to setup this week?
Yeah, we're much similar. It really set up with some of it, and then just the direction we were headed. Also, when it came to drag, was part of it. So our cars are much similar this week. We're very like exact, and I feel like you saw it on the board. We were first and second, so that was nice to see. And now it's just our job to keep progressing together as two, both of us, to be the fastest and can carry where we're at. I think that's sometimes you get more stress when you are the fastest. Now you got to keep that banner going because you know the capability is there in your car.
Now, you also tried to run with Bubba, and I think you said your car was kind of a little, or his car got squirrely when you guys were all together. Is there anybody else that you can team up with?
Well, the good thing, I felt like our car had enough single car speed that we might not have to draft. But I think the problem with that is everybody's going to be trying to draft with us. So I really just wish that the qualifying effort was, one car at a time like we usually do, because we've done a good job at RCR. I would almost guarantee I feel like a pole today if it was single car qualifying, but like last year qualifying, and or like we used to do when we switched back from the trucks from this. But that's the good thing about it. All the fans want to see what's going to happen here in a little bit when we line up and we start drafting, and it'll be interesting. But I guess the biggest thing I want to get out to you guys is I'm proud of RCR for having the fastest car here, the fastest cars here, before this all goes down here in a little bit.
Is your brother's car set up the same too?
Ty's car, I'm not really sure. I don't look at his stuff. I look, we talk, and our teams do, and they can see everything that's in our car. But I don't know what they brought. All I know is I talked to the 8, and they're very similar. So I don't know like mechanically where they're at, but bodies should be very similar. Yeah.
Go next to Woody.
Woody came with MRN. Ty, look ahead for us a week, if you will. What did you think of the flip-flop of the start-finish line at Phoenix last year, and how that might play out with the new package this year going back, especially on restarts?
Well, restart-wise, I feel like it was definitely interesting when you were in the corner having to get going in that banked in. I did enjoy going into the new turn 1 more than I liked the bank in. So I thought that was nice. It changed the outcome of the exit of turn 2 a little bit differently. I like that end being the start end. So I thought that was a good change. Made it more interesting, give you more options. Like the old turn 1, I felt like the option was you just try and stay with the guy that's beside you. I feel like the new turn 1, you have options to move around a little bit more and make moves with the throttle pedal, be more aggressive.
Additional questions for Austin Dillon? Austin, thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
and
guys.
Good luck this weekend.